Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So in today's video, I want to cover the results that I got from shooting these guys. These are the Hornady 145 grain ELDX bullets, 277 diameter. Shot these in my Browning X-Bolt Medallion 270 Winchester. Now, I had actually previously loaded these up for a different project. This is back when I had a different 270 Winchester rifle. It was the BSA, was it Birmingham Small Arms Company, whatever, something like that. I had picked up one of these BSA rifles. Cabela's, they got in like a really big shipment of BSA, like CF2, I believe is the model number, BSA CF2 rifles. One that I really liked was chambered in 270 Winchester. Went ahead and picked it up and shot a handful of, test rounds and stuff through it before I ended up getting rid of it to pick up something else, whatever. What I ended up doing was, so these came from AmericanReloading.com. Got these guys, these are pulled, I believe they're pulled bullets, but I went through, weighed them all. They're all 145 grain, and again in the 277 diameter. These are the ELDX version, so really good, supposedly premium hunting bullet. And I loaded these up with Reloader 22. I don't really have a ton of that powder on hand. It was like maybe less than a pound is what I actually had on hand. So I was just kind of looking around for some load data. Went to Hornady's manual, obviously, since it's their bullet, and looked at the velocity column, sort of pumping up the velocity numbers on how fast we can push this 145 grain bullet. And Reloader 22, along with, I believe there might have been one or two other powders that showed the highest velocity in their load data. So that's why I selected that powder. And the charge weights that I tested were 56 grains up to 58. The max charge that they show in the manual, I believe, is 59.7. So, still 1.7 grains below max. But I ended up seating the bullet a lot further out. So my cartridge overall length is a lot longer than what Hornady recommends. They recommend 3.330 inches for a cartridge overall length. I loaded this all the way at 3.450 inches. Now, again, that was back when I had that BSA rifle that had a little bit of a longer throat than what this Browning X-Bolt does. Now, I did not adjust the seating depth at all for the X-Bolt, for the testing in the X-Bolt. So I very well could be jamming into the lands with this particular bullet. I'm gonna go measure it in the Browning and see where it's, see what the touch point is. But went ahead and shot these. I didn't feel any, there was no issue in terms of chambering the rounds. It wasn't like I was meeting a lot of resistance. They were chambering just like normal. Feeding, no problem whatsoever. Chambering, no problem. So went ahead and shot them. Felt confident that we'd be okay. And here are the velocity results that I ended up getting. Now keep in mind, Hornady shows 3,000 feet per second as the max velocity at 59.7 grains. So you see we're 1.7 grains below. We're already over what they show as the max velocity with this bullet in 270 Winchester. They show 3,000 feet per second as being the max. And I believe, I'd have to go back and double check, their data is probably with a 24-inch barrel, more than likely. I'll double check that though. But again, the Browning is 22-inch barrel. So you can see we're on up there in terms of our velocity numbers and where we should be. So definitely could be jamming into the lands with this bullet, which obviously will build up that initial pressure, increasing your velocity. Not saying that that's a good thing, because it's not, but in this case, that's something I probably need to go and double check, see what, where this makes contact with the lands, and then adjust accordingly. This is not necessarily a combination I was planning on shooting a lot of, but they didn't shoot half bad with Reloader 22. So you can see the velocity numbers there. You can see what I got. SDs weren't the best. Again, 3-shot groups though, but we did get up over 3,000 feet per second. Here is the target. So Don't worry about those 3 over there. It's only 4 groups, okay? I know there's 5 on the sheet, but the very first group I actually did shoot in that BSA rifle. So these are the groups that were shot in the Browning. So this is the 56 grain charge. So 1, 2, 3, 56.5, 1, 2, 3, 57, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, excuse me. This is 56.5 right here. This is 57, 57.5, 58. So this was the one that was over 3,000 feet per second. And I did throw some calipers on here. They're all like right at an inch. Not terrible. Again, for 145 grain bullet, premium hunting bullet, supposedly, and 277 diameter, which this thing is supposed to have, you know, the high BC, and should be a really good bullet to shoot at critters, you know, way over there. That would be a good option in 270 Winchester. I mean, I'm pretty happy with the performance we got. Now, again, way over 120 thousandths over the cartridge overall length that Hornady used to establish their data. I need to go back and double check. I just need to go back and check in general the touch point on this bullet, which is what I'm gonna do. You'd think I'd do that before the video, but see, you get what you pay for, guys, and you ain't paying for none of this. So it is what it is. You get the free version, right? Unfortunately, you get that every single time. But that's the 270 Winchester results that I got from the range today. Super excited about how that Browning just continues to shoot. It's shooting really well. We've shown that now, multiple bullets and powders and all that. It's shooting really well. So happy with that. I've got to get it cleaned up. But I've got, let's see, I've got some 130 grain nozzler partitions that I'm testing with Reloader 22. So I got to finish out that test. I've got like three or four more groups I need to shoot. And then once I do that, I'll strip the barrel back down to bare metal, because I plan on switching over to monolithics after that. So got a couple of those that I want to test as well with several powders, and just see how that Browning likes them. So right now I've got a ton of brass. I'm actually going to take some of this out to wet tumble. This is a pretty full tumbler. So I'm going to take some of this out, wet tumble all of my SIG 270 Winchester brass, and get ready for more testing. So that's it. That's where we're going to leave it. Oh, real quick, check out this 3-shot group I shot at 300 yards with the 308 that I've been working on. That came in, that's 2¼ inches. 2¼ inch 3-shot group at 300 yards for my buddy's 308. I'd say we are done. That was testing with that bullet and Shooter's World match rifle powder. So, but whatever, that's not the point of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Somebody had actually mentioned in a comment about, you know, hey, have I done any testing with these bullets specifically? And I told them to hold on, because I had some already loaded up that I wanted to shoot. Just got to get around to have time to head to the range and get it done, which I did. So here you go. Whoever it was, can't remember. Here's you some information. This is the only testing I've done with this bullet to date. So probably going to do some more, because this Browning seems to at least shoot them halfway decent. So that's it. That's where we're going to leave it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll catch you next time. Y'all have a good one.